Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Valsa Williams, and with me is Reshma Tiwari with the evening news. The headlines. President Ramnath Kovind addresses the nation on the eve of the 75th Independence Day, calls upon citizens to imbibe motto of Har Kaam Desh Ke Naam as a mantra. President asks countrymen to take India forward on path of progress with spirit of keeping the interest of nation and society. President praises Corona warriors, doctors, nurses and health workers for their services during the pandemic. Nation gears up to celebrate its 75th year of independence tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lead the nation from the ramparts of Red Fort. President approves 144 gallantry awards to armed forces, police and paramilitary personnel. These include 1 Ashok Chakra, 1 Kirti Chakra and 15 Shaurya Chakras. ASI Babu Ram honoured with Ashok Chakra while Altaf Hussain Bhatt honoured with Kirti Chakra posthumously. 1,380 police personnel also awarded medals on the occasion of Independence Day. More than 53 crore 61 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far. National recovery rate stands at 97.45%. And in cricket, England trailed by 50 runs in their first innings against India on third day of second test match at Lord's when reports last came in. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 01123978046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. President Ramnath Kovind has called upon countrymen to imbibe the motto of Har Kaam Desh Ke Naam as a mantra and work with full devotion and dedication for the development of the nation. Recalling his recent visit to War Memorial in Baramulla on the occasion of Kargil Vijay Divas, Mr. Kovind said the War Memorial has the motto of Mera Har Kaam Desh Ke Naam inscribed. This means each and every deed of mine is for the nation. Addressing the nation on the eve of the 75th Independence Day, the President asked all the countrymen to take India forward on the path of progress with the spirit of keeping the interest of the nation and society foremost.
The War Memorial has a motto inscribed, Mera Har Kaam Desh Ke Naam, which means each and every deed of mine is for the nation. All of us should imbibe this motto as a mantra and work with full devotion and dedication for the development of the nation. I would like that all of us come together to take India forward on the path of progress with the spirit of keeping the interest of the nation and society foremost.
Extending his best wishes to the countrymen on the occasion of Independence Day, Mr. Kovind said the day holds a special significance as it marks the beginning of the 75th year of India's independence, for which Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is being celebrated. The President said a new dawn is rising in Jammu and Kashmir and the Centre has initiated the process of consultation with all stakeholders who have faith in democracy and the rule of law. He urged people, especially the youth of Jammu and Kashmir, to utilize this opportunity and work on realizing their aspirations through democratic institutions. Hailing India's performance in the recently concluded Tokyo Olympics, Mr. Kovind said India's sportspersons have brought laurels to the nation with their stellar performance. He said the country's daughters have achieved world-class excellence in playgrounds, overcoming many adversities.
Our daughters have achieved world-class excellence in playgrounds, overcoming many adversities. Along with the sports, epoch-making changes are taking place in the participation and success of women in all walks of life. From higher educational institutions to armed forces, from laboratories to playgrounds, our daughters are making their mark. In this success of our daughters, I see a glimpse of a developed India of the future.
Speaking about the COVID pandemic, the President has cautioned that the intensity of the pandemic might have come down, but the coronavirus has not yet gone away. He said the country is yet to come out of the devastating effects of its recurrence this year. He praised the corona warriors, doctors, nurses and health workers, the administrators and others who risked everything to contain the impact of the second wave. Mr. Kovind said the second wave brought the country's public healthcare infrastructure under stress and all efforts were made on a war footing to plug the gaps. Mr. Kovind expressed gratefulness to the global fraternity that came forward to help India during the crisis.
I am grateful to the global fraternity that came forward with a helping hand. Due to these efforts, the nation breathes a sigh of relief with the return of a semblance of normalcy. If we have learned our lessons well, we know that this is the time of extra care and caution. We shall not let our guard down. Vaccines are the best possible protection science offers to us. Under the world's biggest vaccination campaign going on in our country, more than 50 crore fellow citizens have been vaccinated so far.
Touching upon the aspect of economic impact of the pandemic, Mr. Kovind said the government has been concerned about the lower middle class and the poor, as well as about the small and medium industries. He said it has been sensitive to the needs of the labourers and of employers who have been facing hardships due to the lockdowns and movement restrictions. He said the government took a series of relief measures last year as well as this year. He said it is heartening to note that an amount of 23,220 crore rupees is being spent over 1 year for expansion of medical facilities. Mr. Kovind said that rural India, particularly the agriculture sector, is growing against all odds.
It is heartening to note that rural India, particularly the agriculture sector, has kept growing against all odds. In a recent visit to my ancestral village Paronk in Kanpur Dehat district, I was quite pleased to find that better infrastructure is being developed to make life better for people in rural areas.
The President said these efforts are consistent with the vision of an Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India.
After all, India lives in its villages, which cannot be allowed to lag behind in development. That is why special campaigns, including the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, are being implemented for the welfare of our farmers. These efforts are consistent with the vision of an Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India.
Highlighting the importance of parliamentary democracy, President Kovind said, Parliament is the temple of democracy which provides the highest forum to discuss, debate and decide issues for the well-being of the people. He said it is a matter of great pride for all Indians that Parliament will soon be housed in a new building. Mr. Kovind said the government has planned many initiatives to make this special year memorable, and the most exciting of them might be the Gaganyaan mission. Pilots of the Indian Air Force have been receiving training abroad for this. The President said India will become the fourth nation on the planet to carry out a manned space mission when they fly off into space. He exuded pride that when it comes to the flights of the country's ambitions, India does not let any limitation define her. The President also acknowledged that India still has a long way to go in realizing the dreams of those who won the freedom for the country. He said India's constitution neatly summarizes those dreams in 4 words: justice, liberty, equality and fraternity.
We must strive for more equality in an unequal world, more justice in unjust circumstances. Justice has come to encompass a large range of connotations, including economic and environmental justice. The road ahead is not easy. We will have to negotiate many twists and turns, but we have the benefit of incomparable guidance.
Touching on the issue of climate change, Mr. Kovind said modern industrial civilization has posed serious challenges before humankind. Climate change has become a reality of life, which sees rising glaciers melting and temperatures soaring. He said India is proud of not only adhering to the Paris Climate Agreement, but doing more than what the country has committed to protect the climate. However, he said the world desperately needs a course correction. The President recalled Mahatma Gandhi's words that learning the art of living in tune with nature requires effort, but once one establishes a relationship with rivers and mountains, birds and animals, nature reveals its secrets to them. The President asked people to resolve to listen to this message of Gandhiji.
The nation will celebrate its 75th year of independence tomorrow. India is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, marking the 75th year of independence from the foreign rule. The whole country has been gripped by patriotic fervour. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had launched Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav from Sabarmati Ashram, Ahmedabad in Gujarat in March 2021 to celebrate 75 years of India's independence. The celebrations will continue till August 15, 2023. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lead the nation in celebrating this historic 75th Independence Day from the ramparts of the Red Fort in New Delhi tomorrow. He will hoist the national flag and deliver the customary address to the nation. After being hoisted, the tricolour will receive a Rashtriya salute. The Navy band, consisting of 16 men, will play the national anthem during hoisting of the national flag and the Rashtriya salute. 32 Olympic winners, including javelin thrower Subedar Neeraj Chopra, India's first ever gold medalist in track and field, along with 2 Sports Authority of India officials, have been invited to participate in the Independence Day celebrations at the Red Fort. In Tokyo, India recorded its best ever medal haul in the Olympics by bagging a total of 7 medals, 1 gold, 2 silver and 4 bronze. To honour the Corona warriors who played a vital role in fighting the pandemic, a separate block on the south side of the rampart has been created. More from our correspondent.
For the first time ever, this year, as soon as the national flag is hoisted by the Prime Minister, flower petals will be showered at the venue. Flowers will be showered by 2 Mi-17 1V helicopters of the Indian Air Force in Amrut formation. Captain of the first helicopter will be Wing Commander Baldev Singh Bisht. The second chopper will be commanded by Wing Commander Nikhil Mehrotra. After the showering of flower petals, the Prime Minister will address the nation. At the conclusion of the speech of the Prime Minister, the NCC cadets will sing the national anthem. This year, 500 NCC cadets from different schools will be taking part in this festival of national fervour. With Anand Kumar, Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
All India Radio Delhi will broadcast running commentary of the flag hoisting ceremony simultaneously in Hindi and English, and will broadcast live Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address to the nation from the ramparts of Red Fort from 7 a.m. tomorrow. This broadcast will also be relayed on DRM transmitters and will be live streamed on AIR Live News 24/7 and Akashvani AIR YouTube channels. Consequent to the aforesaid broadcast, the central news bulletins in Hindi and English and the subsequent news bulletins will be broadcast after the live broadcast is over. News bulletins Kashmiri at 7:45 a.m. and Punjabi at 8:30 a.m. stand cancelled. The regional language versions of the Prime Minister's address will be originated by the concerned AIR stations at 9:30 p.m. and these regional versions will be relayed by all AIR stations. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has greeted the nation on the eve of Independence Day. He asked everyone to recall the countless valiant sacrifices of our founding leaders who won our nation's freedom.
The Information and Broadcasting Ministry has curated a series of innovative programs to celebrate the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav under the overall spirit of Jan Bhagidari and Jan Andolan. The objective is to ensure involvement of the people in recalling the spirit of sacrifice and patriotism in the journey towards a new India. Media units under the Information and Broadcasting Ministry have outlined a series of synergistic programs across the country through different modes and mediums. One of the key aspects of such programs is to recall the contribution of the freedom fighters, including the unsung heroes of the freedom struggle. All India Radio will be launching a unique innovative program Azadi Ka Safar Akashwani ke Saath on national as well as regional channels from the 16th of this month. Azadi Ka Safar every day with All India Radio from Monday the 16th of August. As part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, News Services Division of All India Radio brings to you the story of glorious struggle and sacrifices of freedom fighters on 100.1 FM Gold channel in the English news bulletins at 8:30 am, 2 pm and 8:30 pm. Stay tuned.
इस मिट्टी से ही पैदा हुए, इस मिट्टी में दे देंगे जान, तुझसे ही तो जिंदा हूँ मैं ओ मेरे हिंदुस्तान, तुझसे ही तो जिंदा हूँ मैं ओ मेरे हिंदुस्तान। भारत 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 हो भारत मेरी शान, तुझसे ही तो जिंदा हूँ मैं ओ मेरे हिंदुस्तान।
A year-long Amrit Mahotsav quiz is being organized by the News Services Division of All India Radio as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. Titled Amrit Mahotsav Quiz with AIR News, the quiz starts from Monday, the 16th of August 2021 on 100.1 AIR FM Gold channel. The aim of the quiz is to raise public awareness about India's freedom movement, its glorious history, art and culture, heritage and strides in various walks of life over the past 75 years. Every Monday and Tuesday, one question each in Hindi and English will be asked at the start of the morning news bulletins at 8 am in Hindi and 8:30 am in English. The same question will be repeated towards the end of the 8 am and 8:30 am news bulletins. Citizens can send their responses to the question over email on amritmahotsavquiz@gmail.com. From the correct responses, one lucky participant will be declared the winner of that edition of the quiz. The name of the winner will be announced in the morning bulletins at 8 am and 8:30 am the very next day and also flashed on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The winner will be awarded an e-certificate and a token prize. So join us to celebrate 75 years of India's independence on Amrit Mahotsav Quiz with AIR News. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
Now here's a review of this week's Parliament proceedings. Both houses of Parliament were adjourned sine die on Wednesday. The monsoon session of Parliament began on 19th July. The total productivity of the Lok Sabha was 22%, while it was 28% in the Rajya Sabha. The alleged Pegasus snooping, farm laws and other issues continued to hamper the proceedings in both houses of Parliament. Several important bills were passed this week, including the Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021 and the General Insurance Business Nationalisation Amendment Bill 2021. On Monday, both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha paid homage to freedom fighters on the anniversary of the Quit India movement. The houses also lauded the Indian track and field athlete Neeraj Chopra for winning gold medal in the javelin throw and wrestler Bajrang Punia for winning bronze medal in Tokyo Olympics. The Lok Sabha succeeded to pass the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation Amendment Bill 2021 amid din. The Rajya Sabha had already passed the bill. The House also passed the Constitution Scheduled Tribes Order Amendment Bill 2021 on Monday amid din with voice vote. The Rajya Sabha has already approved it. The bill seeks to amend the constitutional list of scheduled tribes as recommended by Arunachal Pradesh. It removes the Abo tribe from the list of identified STs in that state and also replaces certain STs with other tribes. Speaking on the bill, Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda said it will provide justice to tribals. The Rajya Sabha also passed the Central Universities Amendment Bill 2021. The Lok Sabha had already cleared it. The bill seeks to establish a new central university in Ladakh to ensure an increase in accessibility and quality of higher education and research for the people of the Union Territory. The new university will be named as Sindhu Central University. Speaking on the bill, Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan said the government has allocated 750 crore rupees for the development of this university, in which 2,500 students will be benefited. The minister said the centre had announced the establishment of a new university after scrapping Article 370 with regard to Jammu and Kashmir. The bill was passed after a brief discussion. For the first time, the Lok Sabha functioned normally on Tuesday and Rajya Sabha on Wednesday. After day-long discussion in both the houses, Parliament passed the Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021. The bill is aimed at restoring the powers of the states to have their own lists of OBCs for reservation in jobs and educational institutions. In his reply to the debate, Social Welfare Minister Dr. Virendra Kumar thanked the members for supporting the bill and said the legislation is a reflection of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's commitment for the welfare of the backward communities. Mr. Kumar said the bill will strengthen the country's federal structure and empower the states.
Initiating the debate, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary of Congress extended his party's wholehearted support to the bill but criticized the government for the 2018 amendment, saying had the government inserted the suggestion proposed by the opposition, today's situation would not have arisen. He slammed the government for allegedly running away from debate on the issue of snooping through the Pegasus spyware. Other members who participated in the debate include T.R. Balu of DMK, Akhilesh Yadav of Samajwadi Party, N.K. Premchandra of Revolutionary Socialist Party, Mr. Bhupendra Yadav of BJP, Lallan Singh of JDU, Ritesh Pandey of BSP and Supriya Sule of NCP. In the Rajya Sabha on Wednesday, the bill was adopted after a division vote, with 187 members voting in favour and no member voting against it. Some amendments moved by opposition were negated by the upper house. The bill was taken up a little after 12 p.m. that ended the 3-week deadlock between the government and the opposition in the House over various issues. All parties backed the legislation but sought the removal of the 50% cap on reservation, and many of them also called for a caste-based census. Initiating the debate on the bill, Abhishek Manu Singhvi of Congress asked the government why it was quiet on holding a caste-based census. Mr. Singhvi said the exercise is needed because the quota for backward classes has exceeded the determined limits in many states. Sushil Kumar Modi of BJP accused the Congress of not doing enough for the deprived sections of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, despite being in power for decades. Manoj Kumar Jha of RJD supported the bill but demanded a caste economic census, saying figures are required for the purpose. The other members who participated in the debate include Sanjay Singh of Aam Aadmi Party, Vandana Chavan of NCP, Ram Gopal Yadav of Samajwadi Party, Ramnath Thakur of JDU, Manoj Kumar Jha of RJD, Derek O'Brien of TMC, Dr. Amar Patnaik of BJD, M. Tambidurai of AIADMK. Parliament also passed the General Insurance Business Nationalisation Amendment Bill 2021, with Rajya Sabha approving it on Wednesday. The Lok Sabha had passed the bill last week. The bill seeks to amend the General Insurance Business Nationalisation Act 1972. It provides for a greater private sector participation in the public sector insurance companies. Parliament passed the National Commission for Homeopathy Amendment Bill 2021 and the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Amendment Bill 2021, with Rajya Sabha approving them on Wednesday. Lok Sabha had already passed it earlier. Similarly, the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Amendment Bill 2021 proposes to amend the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Act 2020. The 2020 Act replaced the Indian Medicine Central Council Act 1970. On Wednesday, when the Lok Sabha met at 11 a.m., Speaker Om Birla condoled the death of former Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Veerbhadra Singh, who was earlier Member of Parliament and a Minister at the centre. Obituary references were also made for the former members Nityananda Mishra from Odisha, Gopal Rao Maikar from Goa and Sudarshan Roy Chaudhary from West Bengal. The Speaker also gave an account of the business undertaken in the Lok Sabha during this session. Om Birla said the total productivity was 22%. Mr. Birla said he always expected the members to maintain the dignity of the House. He highlighted there have been debates, agreements and disagreements in the House, but its dignity was never lowered. And that is all in Weekly Parliament Review.
President Ramnath Kovind has approved 144 gallantry awards to armed forces, police and paramilitary personnel on the eve of Independence Day. These include 1 Ashok Chakra, 1 Kirti Chakra, 15 Shaurya Chakras, 4 Bar to Sena Medals Gallantry, 116 Sena Medals Gallantry, 5 Nau Sena Medals Gallantry and 2 Vayu Sena Medals Gallantry. ASI of Jammu and Kashmir Police Babu Ram has been posthumously honoured with Ashok Chakra, while Altaf Hussain Bhatt, who was serving as a constable in Jammu and Kashmir Police, has been posthumously honoured with the Kirti Chakra. Of the 15 Shaurya Chakra awardees, 3 have been given the honour posthumously. The President has also approved 28 mention in dispatches to the Army personnel for their significant contributions in different military operations, which include 3 posthumous for Operation Rakshak. Besides, President also approved 4 awards for conspicuous gallantry and meritorious service to ICG personnel, including 1 Tat Rakshak Medal Gallantry and 3 Tat Rakshak Medal Meritorious Service. A total of 1,380 police personnel have been awarded medals on the occasion of Independence Day. President's police medals for gallantry has been awarded to Amardeep and late Sunil Dattatreya Kale. Among the majority of the 628 gallantry awards, 398 personnel are being awarded for their gallant action in Jammu and Kashmir region, 155 personnel for their gallant action in left-wing extremism-affected areas, and 27 personnel for their gallant action in the northeast region. Among the personnel receiving gallantry awards, 256 are from J&K Police, 151 are from Central Reserve Police Force and 23 are from Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force.
More than 53 crore 61 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 63 lakh 80,000 vaccine doses were administered during the last 24 hours. It said the recovery rate in the country stands at 97.45%. More than 35,000 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. Till now, more than 3 crore 13 lakh people have recovered from COVID-19. On to sports. In the second cricket test resuming from their overnight score of 119 for 3, England were 327 for 5 in their first innings against India on day 3 at Lord's Cricket Ground in London when reports last came in. England still trail by 37 runs. Earlier, KL Rahul's impressive 129 and Rohit Sharma's gutsy 83 knock helped India score 364 runs. President Ramnath Kovind today met the Indian contingent of Tokyo Olympics 2020 at Rashtrapati Bhavan Cultural Centre. He congratulated athletes for giving their best performance in the Tokyo Olympics. He said this team has bagged the highest number of medals for the country in Olympics history. He added that the entire nation is proud of their achievements.
आप सबकी उपलब्धियों ने युवाओं को खेल-कूद में भाग लेने के लिए प्रेरित किया है। अभिभावकों में भी खेल-कूद के लिए सकारात्मक सोच पैदा हुई है।
And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President Ramnath Kovind addresses the nation on the eve of 75th Independence Day, calls upon citizens to imbibe motto of Har Kaam Desh Ke Naam as a mantra. President asks countrymen to take India forward on path of progress with spirit of keeping interest of nation and society foremost. President praises Corona warriors, doctors, nurses and health workers for their services during the pandemic. Nation gears up to celebrate its 75th year of independence tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lead the nation from the ramparts of Red Fort. President approves 144 gallantry awards to armed forces, police and paramilitary personnel. These include 1 Ashok Chakra, 1 Kirti Chakra and 15 Shaurya Chakras. ASI Babu Ram honoured with Ashok Chakra, while Altaf Hussain Bhatt honoured with Kirti Chakra posthumously. 1,380 police personnel also awarded medals on the occasion of Independence Day. In cricket, England trailed by 37 runs in their first innings against India on third day of second test match at Lord's when reports last came in. And with that we end the evening news. Good night.